Hello, it's Valerie. I had some curious developments this week I thought I would talk through. It's so interesting. I made a new friend. That's not the development. We were going on a little excursion to Denver, and I was talking about how I was training my kitten, or how I have been training my kitten. And she's like, well, do you have any suggestions for me? Because we have a 1-year-old male cat, and this is what's happening. And as I'm talking with her about ideas, I realized that training Heaven Joy has been an extension of training my children, which was an extension of my first degree in social work. I took a class called Behavior Modification. So what I've been putting together this week, and by the way, what I suggested to her was a mixture of behavior therapy, gamification, and experience, I guess, and also the knowledge that I really don't want to do behavior therapy in my work. So I don't know if I can hit all those points, but what has been clear to me recently as I've been mulling this over in this experience this week of cat training, children training, and behavior therapy is in my work. I want to work with people who have behaviors already in place that support their insight. So, I mean, I love my children, they're all grown up, but I spent 20 plus years parenting them, and this is my third cat to train. And I realized that my genius shows up in connecting below the level of consciousness. And sure, if you're having trouble making maybe an eating schedule or a sleeping routine, or having poor relationships, there are mechanisms that I know and can help you with. But ultimately, I want to help with the depth of where all of these things began that you struggle with. So let me tell you the story. So I ended up saying, what are the cat's behaviors? Okay, he's peeing on the couch. He's peeing on the children's clothes that they leave on the floor. He's trying to make his mark, so to speak. He's trying to gain the upper hand. He wants to be in charge of the family. So maybe they only keep him in the house. And so he needs to be intellectually stimulated. So all of these things I said, you need to crate train him. You need to put him in his crate when you're gone or overnight when you're sleeping. Like, these are not easy things, and this is one of the reasons I got a kitten, so I could train the kitten to be a cat I could enjoy based on my preferences and what I need to be able to sleep or not have my house torn up. And so then she's adding children to the mix. So eventually, so I gave her this idea. I said, just for intellectual stimulation for the cat, like, take your kids to the pet store. Have them each pick out a toy that they think is going to make him really, really get into the juices of what a cat needs, which is to stalk something, to attack something, to engage, so play hide and seek with the cat, but also find toys. And she asked me if I had recommendations for toys, and I'm like, no. You and the kids take them to the store. Let them pick out a toy each that's going to stimulate this cat to give him some challenge, intellectually or cat-like, Then see which one of those things actually works. And so it's almost a little contest with the kids. Now, we didn't get this far into it. If she'd asked a follow-up question, I would have said, hey, whoever has the most challenging or most enticing game or toy for the cat gets to pick what they have for dinner that night, or gets to choose an activity for the weekend, or something like that. She didn't go that far, but what it also brought to mind was that I actually developed a game in my internship and practicum site, which was a hospital in western Kansas that I would go to once a week. We provided employee assistance program counseling services, but we also did these lunch and learns. And so, sorry, there's a squirrel and my cat, and the dogs were just let out across the alleyway. I know it's louder for me than for you, but basically, emotional literacy, the basic four feelings game, is a way to expand emotional vocabulary, identification. It comes with a communication portion. When I, heard, taste, touched, or smelled something, what I made up about that is and about that I feel. I would prefer this instead. So you can be really concrete with how you share it with people. So I would also give them a sheet of that script. And then it was a game. So we would divide up into 2 teams and use a die, and then see who could fill up which quadrant. I would do it on a whiteboard and make a square. There's a whole thing. I've never brought it to manufacturing or anything, but now with the advent of virtual counseling, I can see lots of applications for this, and I don't know how to do it online yet. But is a great tool to tap in to people's understanding of feelings, what they're here for, what you can learn from them. And I've done it in many group sessions with parents of children, of girls in the juvenile justice system who had mandated appointments. Parents had to come twice during a 10-week program for the girls as an alternative sentencing, and the girls would be done with their class, and when we're playing the emotional literacy, the basic four feelings game, the parents would not want to leave. The girls would be ready to go home, and these are really stretched thin parents and 2 or 3 jobs, and they were having such a good time. Or one time I provided it for our county employees, and the human resources director who was helping me getting the program together, she used the word charmed. She was charmed because of this game that we played with the employees, and it was just like a lunch and learn situation as well. So I've done the emotional literacy, the basic four feelings game in multiple settings with multiple groups of people, and it's always been a hit. So that is what I was thinking about this week, and I wanted to get it recorded because it's like too many facets that most people wouldn't realize that I've been involved in, because I've been in the one-on-one counseling delivery model for a while now, and now working on the second business of education and online courses and holistic guideship. So beyondbeautifulpathways.com is my educational and guidance platform. If you're in Colorado and you would like counseling, that is beyondbeautiful.net. So anyway, have a great day. Thanks for letting me chat with you. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comment box. And I appreciate your time watching this. Thank you. Have a good day.